Hi, welcome to ShopTalk. This is Jennifer Lynch.
And this is Jim Silver. And our guest today is Michael Rinzler, co-founder of Wicked Cool Toys. Michael.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Hello.
So the question we like to ask everybody, how does somebody get into the toy business? What was the beginning?
For you, at least.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. So 1993, I graduate from Washington University in St. Louis and decide to move west to Los Angeles. And like any other college kid coming out, I said, I have no idea what I want to do with the rest of my life.
What was your major?
Oh, the appropriate political science.
So you didn't take Toys 101.
Which is very useful
Nice.
in the toy business. So I moved out to Los Angeles, and I knew that I wanted to do something fun in business. And to me, at that point, it meant going to interview at movie studios. So I went to do that and got rejected everywhere, of course. And then I was introduced by a close family friend to Isaac Larian from MGA.
I think we know.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we all know him.
I think we all know him.
And at that point, I didn't even, I never even thought about the toy business, right? But clearly that fit fun and it fit business. And anyway, Isaac hired me for $18,000, which I happily took. I worked there for 2.5 years. It was a great first job. And as I normally tell people, that was the kind of environment where you hear about sink or swim. Mm-hmm. Well, at MGA, and back then it was called Micro Games of America.
I remember that.
Back then, it wasn't sink or swim. You were kicked into the pool.
Oh.
Like I actually, I remember my very first day on the job, Isaac said, Michael, I need you to create a price list for me.
Nice
And
impersonation.
I said to Isaac, thank you. I said to Isaac, I said, no problem, Isaac. I'll get right on it. In my mind, I said, what the heck is a price list? But to me, that's from day one up until today, that's what's exciting about the toy business is you're always doing new things, and it's still fun and it's still big business.
So one thing you mentioned is you immediately wanted to do something fun, so you went towards the entertainment studios and stuff. I don't think a lot of people think about the toy industry as a place to even really work when they're coming out of college, or even really know about it unless they're in like toy design with like a school like Otis or something.
Yeah.
So
Or FIT.
Yeah, or FIT.
Those are the two big ones.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And that's, to me, when I discovered it, I said, oh my God, you can actually make money and make a living doing something like this where you get to, develop toy products and work with different licenses and entertainment companies. I don't think growing up, nobody tells you that you can make a job, right, in the toy business.
Right.
And of course, everyone always says to you, oh, is it just like the movie Big? That's the
Yep.
first question
Yeah.
you always get,
Yes.
right?
I'm Josh Baskin.
Yeah, and it's not obviously exactly like that because you don't just
Right.
get to play with toys every day. It is a business, but clearly there's that fun element. And I do think, in today's world, in the industry, we all need to do a better job to make young people more aware that this is a career and a fun one at that.
So what do you think that toy companies need to do to kind of make students more aware when they're getting out of college that these opportunities exist in this industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough one, right? I think in bigger companies like the Mattel and Hasbro's and
Right.
Spin Masters, et cetera, they have specific programs that target people coming out of school. But I think, it's more almost of an industry type of thing that we have to make it a priority. And actually, I just joined the board of the Toy Association, and that is one of the things that's on my personal agenda.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Is how do we, properly communicate to young people, and especially in today's world with, LinkedIn
Right.
and social media, just make people more aware. Because I think, it's a great opportunity for young people who are looking to go into the business world and, use both the left and right sides of their brain. And I think that's something that we all kind of need to do better.
The toy industry has really changed over the last few years. Right now, there's no Toys R Us as we speak. And if you were launching today, would you be able to launch today? Is there an opportunity for small companies to launch in today's environment?
Interesting question. So first off, when we launched, we 100% absolutely needed Toys R Us. They were the first retailer I went to, the first people who greeted me with open arms had said yes. And it just made it a lot easier because you knew you could afford to pay for your tooling and your marketing, and you had a home, right? So in that stance, it's a lot more difficult without having a Toys R Us for new companies. But on the other side, looking at it from a more positive spin, I think with the way the business has evolved from a marketing standpoint and from a distribution standpoint, meaning e-commerce, direct to consumer, that I mean you've seen examples of that in the last few years, where companies launch and start selling direct and are able to build up a business. However, I do think it's a lot more difficult, to be able to do it that way today than it was with being able to have one retailer that just sold toys.
What did Toys R Us provide specifically that made it easier for a toy manufacturer?
Well, one, I think they had that breadth of product, right? So it was a destination for kids and families, and because they had such a breadth, I think that they were willing to take a chance on new product and on entrepreneurs. Like for me at the time, I had 20 years of experience in the industry, but I feel like they provided that for people who were just starting out as well.
So what you're saying kind of is that like people that are just starting out, you're competing for a lot less footage versus the type of store footage that Toys R Us was offering.
Yeah, I mean, in today's environment, look, getting into the Targets and the Walmarts was definitely a lot more difficult, right? Starting out because of what you said, they don't have the same amount of real estate,
right,
as a Toys R Us did, and I think that's even more heightened now. Not to say that they're not buying from smaller companies, because they are, but it just there's only so many SKUs
right,
somebody's going to be able to carry, right?
Yeah.
But isn't e-commerce and Amazon the
saying the
place?
same thing.
Yeah, isn't e-commerce and Amazon the place everybody can go?
Yeah, and that's what I said. I mean, I think starting out as an entrepreneur, if you have the right product and you're able to market it appropriately, direct or on e-commerce, that's definitely a home. I just think it's harder, because back in the day it was like, all right, as long as I get into Toys R Us and either Walmart or Target, and I know I could sell Amazon, you can run a full marketing campaign, right? And back in the day, it was TV, right? And that's also how the whole marketing world has changed, right? Like
Right.
TV, though, still a component of your marketing plan, is a much smaller part of that. And the ability for new entrepreneurs to launch product and just do it through digital marketing, social media, and word of mouth almost is much more powerful, even like as we're sitting here, than it was 10 minutes ago.
This year is a year that Wicked Cool is really making a jump in terms of growth. Why now? Why is the growth happening now? What has changed within the company in terms of product and marketing that has allowed you to grow so much?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, when we started back in 2012, like I said, it was myself and my partner Thomas Poon in Hong Kong, and then about 10 or so months later, Jeremy Padower joined as well. And when you start a company after 20 plus years in the business, and all the right people and product, you go, how hard can it be, right? Like,
Yeah, easy.
well, let me tell you, I won't swear, but let's just say effing hard. Okay? So it's hard, right? And it's true what they say, you never have enough money, right? So capital, I would tell you, is clearly critically important to anybody. But, look, we started our business with $2 million, right? Not what you would consider a ton of capital. And we made some bets early on some higher price points, like you said. And ironically, we had good first years with some of those products, and we even got some some cachet in the industry because of them. But also, you learn very quickly that excess inventory and markdowns can be very crippling as a company. And after all those years and all that experience, that's still a lesson that we did learn the hard way. And also the business, like we've talked about, has been changing over the last several years, right? So, look, a few key things happened to us along the way that changed us as a company. One is after, I think it was 2 or 3 years in, we became the master toy partner for Cabbage Patch Kids. And part of our business plan was building stability through classic brands, and that was the first one that we were able to get. And we're still partners to this day, which is fantastic. The second thing that changed us as a company was we brought on, or Pokemon brought us on, I should say, as a master toy partner globally. And to me, one of the more exciting things we've done as a company is not just that licensing deal, but they actually became a strategic partner and investor in our business as well. So this year, first off, there's a huge Pokemon movie coming. I'm not sure if you guys have heard
No,
about
I
it.
haven't heard about that at all.
Like Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
maybe?
Something like that.
Featuring a detective?
Yeah, so that opens early May, and product product has just hit shelves, and we're obviously super excited about that. So it should be a big Pokemon year. And then also, as I said, we've expanded. So we signed a global master toy deal with Ninja, who's the #1 gamer in the world.
I never heard of Ninja
Yeah,
until
never
I
heard
came to
Ninja.
Toy Fair.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now you knew Ninja. No,
I knew Ninja.
I didn't know
Yeah.
Ninja.
You're not
Well-
that old.
Yeah, I am that old.
So that's been very, very well received by across all retail, and that's one we're really excited about. And then we've started launches of our own, working with some outside inventors as well. So we've got this amazing new product line called Blinger, which
Awesome.
I wish I could demo it right now, but
I got it demoed at Toy Fair, and it
so
was
so you got
yes.
Bling.
No, they weren't touching my hair.
You got the gems
hair
in
like
your
this.
hair. And,
Uh-huh.
So
That's going to be a holiday item, I think.
we believe so, knock on
Knock on
wood.
wood.
So that's super exciting for us as well. And then a couple of others. We're launching our first game this year. We have a boys line called Swarm Squad. And again, I think we're just at that point as a company where people believe that we're going to execute and do what we say we're going to do. I would put our marketing team as an example up against any in the business. Our marketing plan will more than triple this year over what it was last year, which means our company is going to be growing significantly, obviously. So 2019 should be extra awesome.
You talked a little bit about Ninja, and you hinted a little bit about how the landscape is changing in terms of where kids are watching as well. So are you exploring these other channels, such as like Twitch, for looking out for these kinds of new brands to partner with?
Yeah, look, I think that Ryan, changed the game, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone was looking for that first one to hit, right? And I give all that credit, by the way, to Pocket Watch and Stone Newman, because he went around and beat on people, including us, right? And we were like, oh, we don't want to be the guinea pig to do that. And clearly, if we pointed to one of the bigger mistakes we've made early on, that would be one of them. But the good news is it opened up that door, right? So for us, we're very kind of picky about where we're going to go, with the influencer route, but Ninja clearly was an obvious choice.
Right.
The other thing I tell you, along with our Ninja partnership, we've partnered up with a company called Studio 77, and they're doing a gaming kind of figure product line called Lamo. Kind of funny name.
Nice.
But it's kind of like Funko meets Skylander meets mobile.
Gotcha.
And we have Ninja and a bunch of other gamers coming out in Wave 1, and that's given us the ability to go out with them and sign a lot of the top gamers in the community, most of which I can't talk about yet, but
Gotcha.
but people will be excited.
Everything you say proves we're not in the toy business, we're in the kids' entertainment business.
Yeah, I'd say that's very accurate, right? I mean, a lot of we've been trying to brand it as the play business, but it really is the kids' entertainment business, right? Because we're I don't know if the nucleus is entertainment, and then we're one of the spokes, along with gaming and influencers
And toys.
and toys and everything else. But I mean, we are definitely seeing it start to blend together. But I'm one of the people who believe that kids are always going to want to play with traditional toys, right? And clearly it's gotten a lot younger over the years. I was 12 playing with action figures. Yeah, maybe I was a nerd, but I was. And today, probably less 12-year-olds are playing with action figures. Maybe they're out smoking. I don't know.
But they're still interacting with the brands,
But don't you
just
see,
in a different way.
you know, a lot of people are saying that older kids are not playing with toys. As you talked about 10, 11, 12, but I'm seeing the collector business like Funko take off.
Kidults.
The whole Nerf older line.
Yeah.
And there are more lines that are aimed for older kids that seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's just, you know, once you get over that age, whatever today, 10, 11, that the masses may not, the numbers may not be there, but the passion, right, and the loyalty is there. So let's say, you know, if there's a universe of, you know, whatever, 100 million people over the age of 12, you know, maybe only 10 million of them are fans, but they're rabid fans, right? Versus, you know, traditional playthings are, you know, tend to be today younger kids. But look, as a parent of a 7-year-old, we all have that get off that iPad and get away from that screen and go do something, you know, normal. Right?
Yeah.
And normal.
Talk to a person.
Yeah. Or play with the toy or go play
have a
game.
conversation.
I mean, I think that's also, you know, why we've seen games come back in such a huge way, right? I mean, the family game night and
The social interaction that you get while playing a game.
In person.
You talk to a person.
Yeah.
I mean, if not for games and toys in 20 years, people may just be locked in their rooms with headsets on. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Did that impact then you going into the game aisle this year?
Say for me personally, like I'm a games lover. Like growing up, we had family game night, and I played games with my sister all the time. So I've always kind of secretly wanted to get into that business. But yeah, again, over the last few years, as we've seen that category grow, and then back to what we talked about originally, you know, even though Toys R Us is no longer here, being able to sell to Amazon and market directly online, that's been great for the games business. And for us, so our game is called Hank's Twisted Challenge. It's crazy, which I love. The crazier, the better. It's fun, it's shareable, and it'll be out, you know, both at retail and online this fall.
I'm now making you king of the toy business, and you can change anything you want. Whether it be too many shows, whether you want to change something else in the business. What one thing frustrates you that you'd like to change about the toy business?
I would say the thing that's most frustrating for us right now, especially being Pokemon Master Toy, is the plethora of counterfeit product that we see out there.
Yeah.
And I know that's you know, an issue that everybody is looking at, trying to figure out how to solve. But you know, when you invest money, time, marketing dollars, work with a variety of different partners, and then you see other people kind of steal from you, it's very frustrating.
Looking ahead, you kind of hinted at some things happening for 2020. What does the next 2 years look like for Wicked Cool Toys?
Well, very exciting. I mean, we continue to grow, knock on wood, despite some of the craziness that you know, that we've had to deal with. Like, we're going to more than double in size this year, which is super exciting. And based on some secret things for 2020,
I hate secrets.
Secrets are no fun.
But we're expecting our business to be, you know, way up again. In terms of our existing business, you know, Pokemon has announced that they've got a new generation that's launching this fall, which is great, you know, heading into 2020. With our Blinger product, what's really exciting, and based on the feedback we had at Toy Fair with women waiting outside to get their hair done, it's led us to two new things. One, we're going to be going outside the toy business a little bit and targeting the adult market with the health and beauty product called Blinger Elite.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then we're also going to be starting a direct-to-consumer business with Blinger as well.
Michael, thanks for coming to Shop Talk.
You're welcome.
And
It was fun.
hopefully it's 2019, 2020 look especially exciting for Wicked Cool Toys.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you want to see more episodes of Shop Talk, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel where we'll be sitting down with more industry insiders.